Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to a very special episode of ETS2 Showcases, because today I am taking my first look at the West Balkans DLC for Euro Truck Simulator 2. Yes, it is finally coming around the corner, and thank you so much to SES Software for providing me with early access to the DLC. I am so excited to get my hands on this DLC and, well, take a look at this first delivery. And I thought, what better way to check out the West Balkans DLC for the first time than to take a coastal delivery from here in Mostar in Bosnia and head down to Podrica down in Montenegro, and we're going to head along this nice coastal run here, and I'm going to assume, given that there's a number of picture viewpoints that are supposedly along there, that's going to be a beautiful delivery. And besides our route today, welcome to the West Balkans DLC, my friends. This entire area, 8 beautiful regions, has been added to the ETS2 map, and look at how it fills in the ETS2 map so much better. We're going to have so many new routes with ferries across here to the Italy side of things as well. To complete this route today, I'll be driving the MAN TGX Lion S Edition truck, and we're hauling some vans today, as the West Balkans region is known for its car production, and I think these trailers look pretty cool if you ask me. So without further ado, let's get the truck started up and get on the road. And with that, we're rolling in the West Balkans DLC, my friends. Yes, 2 years later after the Iberia DLC release, we are finally getting another DLC release for ETS2 in terms of a map expansion. So excited for that, if you ask me. I think everyone has been anticipating this launch for some time now, and it is fantastic to have it just around the corner. Once again, this is an early access build of the West Balkans DLC, so some things you may see today may not represent the final build. However, things are looking very, very good to me. And the little bit I had to drive around just actually from the service center just down the road there to the pickup point where we just were, things look truly incredible and are running very smoothly, so I'm not having any performance issues on that front. Once again, huge thank you to SES Software for providing me with early access to the DLC, and everything you see today, of course, it's early access, but also no mods, just ETS2 for all its glory. And it's come a long way since way back in 2012 when it first released. ETS2 has come a long way, and the West Balkans DLC just takes it up that next level. Now, what's going on here? Do we have a bit of a traffic jam or what? Come on, guys, I want to get on with this delivery. I want to explore the West Balkans DLC. Oh, there we go. They're finally moving ahead here, so we can kind of check out the scenery here. Beautiful, beautiful area here in the West Balkans. And I thought, you know what? Whenever I got the West Balkans DLC, and this was something I was thinking prior to very fortunately getting early access to it, what delivery would I do first? Something that is definitely a hard question for yourself when you've got a massive area to try and choose from. And I thought, well, I've got to do something where the views are going to be incredible. Not to say that the other areas are not, because obviously I haven't checked those areas out yet. But I thought a coastal view, a coastal drive along maybe not as much highway per se, I think that would be maybe the route to go. And well, that's the route we're on today, and it is fantastic indeed. Obviously just getting started here, but I'm so excited. If you can't tell by how I'm talking today, just so excited to be able to have the West Balkans DLC finally. Well, I'm finally driving in the West Balkans DLC. It's something that's been crazy to say after the countless Prime News videos I've done on the West Balkans DLC. I don't even know how many now. Just insane. The folders of the West Balkans DLC content I have on my computer is insane. And it is fantastic to finally be driving here, as I say it once again. 2 years later, actually over 2 years later since the last release of a map DLC, which was the Iberia DLC. It's crazy. It's crazy. Obviously, for those who do not know or may not have heard, we should have had at this point the Heart of Russia DLC. However, the things that were happening in the particular area of the Heart of Russia and into Ukraine as well, obviously affected that launch quite significantly, and we still don't have that DLC, but that will come in time. So don't you worry, fans of that area. That will come in time. It's just well, a matter of time, and unfortunately we don't really know what that time may be. However, we are here in the West Balkans DLC, a DLC that brings so much new life to ETS2 in many ways. I mean, besides opening up, as I saw, or as you would have seen in the intro there when I showed you the map, so many new cities, so many new routes, beautiful landscapes, diverse landscapes. They want to go to let's not want to go to the cinematic camp, probably because we're going outside or up a hill here, so we'll just do some manual exterior driving today. I'm going to try and go back and forth. Anyways, what I was saying, West Balkans DLC brings so much to the ETS2 map. It is fantastic to see, something that I'm very excited about. And industry-wise, there's a few new industries here. Obviously, the car manufacturing industry itself is a very popular one here in the West Balkans region, so hence why I'm hauling some vans today on kind of the revised car hauler trailers that are, you know, have been brought in and also redone here a little bit with the West Balkans DLC as well. But the aluminum industry, or aluminium, I gotta go that way. There we go. First look of a DLC, and good old Prime at it again, hitting the invisible barriers. I guess the reason why I stopped there for a second, because I just noticed the truck sign that was saying, go this way, and I wasn't going that way. Oh well, there we go. Good old Primeism at it again. Hit the invisible barrier. That is a pretty much routine here for early access looks at video or early access DLC launches for games here. I generally hit invisible barriers. I've done it in ATS a couple times now. I've done it here in ETS2 now, and I guess this is a border checkpoint, which would make sense because we are entering a new area, which I believe would be Montenegro, maybe? Possibly. Not quite sure. They're checking our documents. It is a border checkpoint, so that makes sense. There we go. We're all good. Perfect. To be honest, it's going to take me a little bit of time now to try and learn the regions of the West Balkans DLC. Admittedly, I'm not the most familiar, besides me doing all the insane amounts of... Now, which way do I have to go here? Trucks, go this way, please. Okay. Well, then I will come over this way and obey... Oh, we got to stop. Thank you. Almost took out the barrier. They would not have been happy with me. Come on there, truck, you can do it. Didn't have to say in 7th gear there. I am running an automatic transmission today, so if it's a little funky, excuse that, because it is just being, well, a good old automatic. But anyways, yeah, would have been at it again, hitting the barriers, you know, doing my thing, whatever. It's the way it is. But it's going to take me a little while getting back to what I was saying with all the different distractions we got around here with the checkpoints. Go a little bit further. We're not in ATS after all. We've got a flat cab over here today. It's going to take me a while. There we go. 3rd time's a charm. To learn the different areas, as I'm not up to speed necessarily with the West Balkans DLC regions, or I should just say the West Balkans regions in particular. Besides all the Prime news I've done on it, some of the extra looking I've done, I'm going to have to get used to the names, so just bear with me with that, and obviously pronunciation of said names are going to be pretty brutal at times. Oh, perfect. We just can roll right through. That's the way I like the toll road. So toll road. So we go through border checkpoint to toll road. Man alive, that is quite a sequence there. Sequence? Yeah, there we go. Sequence. Try to get the word out there. Quite a sequence to try and get onto this highway section, but hey ho, we're fine. You may be wondering why we're going this way. Well, besides me wanting to, you know, go to the more scenic route, and that is actually the complete reason. For those who may have known the area and were wondering why I was starting to drive away, it is just for that reason. I wanted to take the scenic route, so I actually had to backtrack, but drive away from the direction I wanted to go, and then spin our way around, and we're going to start heading back in the correct direction. But it's all for the sake of being able to experience this DLC for what it has to offer. Besides the other areas, I wanted to make sure we have plenty of time to talk about the West Balkans DLC and also see some beautiful, beautiful landscape, which I think we will start to see. Besides what we're seeing right now with all the rock face in the tunnels as well, which is something I knew this route would have because I recognized some of the areas from the screenshots actually when I came to this area of the West Balkans DLC. It is oh, we got a truck on our inside there, so we don't want, or outside I should say, so we don't want to cut across the lanes quite yet. Once again, I guess this is another toll booth, probably because it's the end of the toll road. That was a very short section of toll road, if you ask me. They sure made their money off of my truck there. I got on the toll road, went to one exit, got off it, and they're gonna get some cash for it. Let's see how much it's gonna cost me to get said cash. Let's see. I mean, I took the stop at okay, 19 bucks or 19 euros, I should say, or pounds, whatever. Yeah, I guess euros. There we go. That's a euro symbol. Come on, Prime. Oh. Crashing on the inside. Oh, scraping up the truck as well. Look at me go. Oh man, I am just a human wrecking ball today here in the West Balkans DLC. Hopefully they built things strong here in the West Balkans. I think they have. I think I've got to go down this way. I sure do. Oh, no, never mind. I've got to go left. What? Come on, mini-map. Oh, come on, now the truck's dead. Oh, that's not good. Anywho, besides my navigational blunders, let's focus on the West Balkans DLC, and hopefully I don't have any more invisible barriers for me to try and get used to. That's the other thing. Jumping back and forth between ETS2 and American Truck Simulator is no mean feat, if you ask me. It is definitely challenging to try and keep road rules and navigational things up to speed. Now, regrettably, my GPS on the screen, actually between the distance in of my screen and my wheel when I'm recording, is a little bit further away than I would kind of like. So it's the GPS, especially in this MAN truck, the MAN in particular, is a little bit small, at least compared to some of the other ones that I've experienced. But look at this bridge. Oh, it's not going to let me do cinematic on the bridge. I should always know this. I've been doing this for how many years now? You'd think I'd learn. But look at this bridge. What a beautiful area indeed. This is the kind of stuff that I wanted to see. And my word, are we experiencing it. Let's see if I can not continue to scrape up this truck. Good thing I own it. Now the cargo I don't, so we got to make sure we stay careful with that. But what a beautiful coastline area. Hills left, right, and center. Various just development all around here as well. The roads, everything just looks so good. Man alive, this is starting off to be, this is giving off a very good impression, if you ask me. Now, saying that, some of you may say, well, you're pretty biased there, Prime. You've been handed the West Balkans DLC early to make content for us, but you know what? SES Software gave it to you, yada yada yada. I'm still gonna be honest, okay? Yes, I received the early access build. That's quite evident, hence the little badge on the top of the screen and what I've said countless times so far. However, that doesn't mean that I'm going to lie to you guys about stuff that's happening. I'm going to be honest if there's performance issues that I'm noticing, which fortunately, and as you guys can tell so far, haven't noticed anything, unless if I'm blind, and considering I've crashed into a number of things so far, you may argue that's the case, but even still, it is a fantastic DLC. I'm always blown away by the quality improvement from SES Software. Yes, I'm fortunate to have a computer that can run these DLCs right out of the bat at maximum settings very, very well. However, I know not everyone does, and so that is something you have to keep in, I try and keep in mind as well. And that's why when it comes to mods and moving forward, there's always a comparison. So that's why in a situation like this, obviously, I also like to not have third-party modifications no matter what. Whether it's a new beta, just a new update or whatever, I want to see what the actual game can do, bottom line. And I'm going to be honest, if I see things that are not quite right, or if things are a little bit disappointing. I've said that actually a couple times in the past here around the channel about updates for, it doesn't matter what game it was, but it was actually one for ATS and one for ETS2 as far as I remember. There were things I was slightly disappointed on and how things were approached with it, and but that's the way it is. I'm going to be honest, and I know a lot of you guys appreciated the honesty there, and not just me supposedly being a fake, online presence, which I'm just a person, right? I'm gonna give my honest opinions on things. Everyone agrees with it or not? I know not everyone will, and whether it maybe is the benefit or not for everyone or even for myself, I'm gonna be honest, and that's kind of the integrity that I always have had and always will have around here on the channel. I'm not gonna be someone who gets bought out, let's say, just for opinions and stuff. Anything I do review-wise is going to be my opinion, bottom line. Even still, long story short, yes, I've been provided the West Balkans DLC early. However, I am still incredibly happy with how it's looking so far. As you guys can tell, it just looks incredible. It unlocks so much to the game itself. I don't know how much it would cost, so that is something obviously a lot of people have to consider, even myself. A couple years ago, that was something that I did quite frequently. I was considering, was this even worth it? I can honestly say, from a person who's been in the perspective of, I don't know if I really want to spend, I don't know, upwards of $20 on a map DLC. In the case of American Truck Simulator was Texas. You know, there are things that, oh, we got to turn left here. Good old brakes here in this MAN, which is good indeed. I highly do recommend keeping this item on your Steam wish list if you don't want to get it right at launch. And for those who do want to get it right at launch, I really don't think you're going to waste your money on this. Like, look at this view. Just look at that. Fantastic. And we got another checkpoint thing here. Huh. Interesting. Now, I'm not quite sure where the... Oh, trucks need to stay on the right lane here. We're going to start using some road signs more, and maybe all the very clear markers on the ground to maybe help us out here. That would be smart, maybe, just possibly. It says to stop, but we're just going to keep... We're going to do California Roller here in the West Balkans DLC. I don't know how many thousand miles away. We're not going to worry about that, though. Oh, border checkpoint. Okay, so I guess we weren't in... I actually don't even know where we are right now, and I'm not even going to bother trying to say anything. I'm just too distracted by the scenery here to even be able to navigate myself most of the time and prepare where I'm actually going. And, well, take everything in and communicate with you guys at the same time. I'm having an overwhelming experience, if you can't tell, but I am enjoying every second of it as well. Because the West Balkans DLC, there's so much to take in, and I am so excited for stuff that I have planned here as well. Speaking about things I have planned around here, shameless segue there, sorry. I've got a lot here in the West Balkans DLC kind of planned, if you couldn't tell by the size of it, and how excited I am. There's a lot of content that I'm planning on doing over the next little bit here. I am going to try and mix in some American Truck Simulator and maybe even a few other games over the next couple weeks as well, not just all West Balkans DLC. However, expect to see a lot of ETS2 content, which is very, very good indeed. I expect to see a lot of it around here because, well, it is kind of the highlight item right now. Even look at this. Ooh, a little waterfall. How beautiful. Just how beautiful. It's all the little details around here that make the difference, and it's something that I've always enjoyed about the various DLCs from STS Software. It's the little details that count. The little details indeed. So what else is coming for ETS2 besides the West Balkans DLC, which I could go on and on about, and I will be for the next little while. So we're going to segue for those who've been watching into this video so far. Thank you for continuing to watching it. We're going to segue onto something else. Well, ETS2, we've got more on the horizon here, and actually just recently, STS Software put out a blog post on the Switzerland rework. In particular, Mont Blanc, as we emerge from the tunnel. Computer had a hiccup. Not the game itself, I will say that. The game was actually running perfectly fine. I had another issue. My wheel actually disconnected from me, so that is not part of the game, but don't worry about that. But we had it on Mont Blanc for the Switzerland rework project, something that is just fantastic to see more news on it. It kind of went under the radar for a little bit. We didn't really hear a whole lot about it. I'm gonna go up these switchbacks here out of the tunnel. Really big elevation change here. Kind of went under the radar for a little bit. It was pretty quiet. Not a whole lot of news on the Switzerland rework. However, they've released a blog post on Mont Blanc, and that is a fantastic, or it was a fantastic blog post, one that I did Prime News on. It was just fantastic indeed. And for those who know the the Alps region, you may know that that Mont Blanc itself isn't actually located in Switzerland. So you may be saying, well, why are they redoing it as part of the Switzerland rework? Well, because there's the main tunnel that goes through that area, and the SEO software map team that's in charge of the Switzerland rework didn't want to just exclude it, because it is such an important area and one that's so incredibly popular. It's obviously very important to the logistics side as well, with the road networks that go through there, and they were adding a few highways going through there as well. So it was such an important factor that they had to include it. No surprise, and that's why they've done it. So it extends out slightly from Switzerland as well, not just there. I mean, Mont Blanc is on the border of France and Italy, I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly. So it is expanding out from Switzerland a little bit as well, but something I know a lot of us will look forward to as it's a fantastic region, one that I'm excited to check out. The Alps has always been actually a bucket list location for me to visit, and one that I really hope to do at some point, and I'm sure I will. It's just a matter of when, and being able to drive it virtually is actually kind of cool for me. So there you go, a little bit of a personal prime moment there for you, but that's going to be something that's really cool to check out whenever the Switzerland rework does come out, and that's going to be really cool. Obviously, I think a lot of us would like to see it come in maybe even 1.49. Maybe that's getting a little bit ambitious. We don't know. It's just a matter of time. We'll find out. Normally, there's a rework section per more major update. Emphasis on normally, not always. So take everything I say, of course, with a grain of salt. A lot of these things are just opinion-based, as I try to make clear. The words of hope. Well, I'm hoping not actually going to take it, so don't take it out of context, please. Even still, it is really cool to see what's coming for ETS2. Obviously, we don't really know what's on the horizon for some other trucks as well. Oh, there's a camper trailer. Cool. I think that's another new cargo type that you could haul. Oh, come on. Where are you going to accept it? There we go, game. Another new cargo type. I was trying to actually get to haul the campers, but I couldn't find one kind of along the coast. But I'm sure they'll pop up here and there, and we'll get one eventually, I'm sure. Even still, it is really cool to see what's coming for ETS2. There's so much more that can be done and what will be done. I know a lot of people, including myself, to be honest, are waiting for the UK to have a rework of some sort. That area needs love desperately, and that's something that's been said before. It's obviously, I'm going to assume, again, this is an assumption, I'm going to assume there is something happening behind the scenes there for an England rework or whatever, because pretty much it's a build from the ground up, let's face it. Like many of the reworks that happen, it is ground zero, just build another DLC basically for free for everyone. That's the way that a lot of these projects have to be taken now. I'm really hoping that they have started on England and the UK in general, and are working on that. Because that is something that needs a lot of love in a very, very popular region with so much history and so much character that really could add to ETS2, especially now with some of the other areas around it that are newer or being reworked. It's going to kind of, well, it already does, but it very much will stick out like a sore thumb in just some time. So it needs to be done. That's something that a lot of people have said and something I will continue to say. And I know SEO Software has admitted that it needs work, and I want to say hinted that there's stuff happening with it, but you never know. You never know until it's confirmed, and knowing my luck, maybe something will be confirmed. Now, how do I say this name of a word? I don't even know if I'm going to attempt it. I try to be brave with these town names, and I will admit the West Balkans DLC is going to put every form of pronunciation skill I have to the test, which, albeit it's not a ton, but I'm gonna do my best to try and get this thing more correct, or get some of these names more correct, and it is definitely a challenge, and I think a challenge is a bit of an understatement here. It's difficult, very difficult to do that, because I don't really know how to pronounce these languages, and as much as I try to learn how to pronounce these areas, there are some things I just, for whatever reason, cannot get my mouse to replicate. I can't get some of the emphasis, or just, for example, some rolling R's. I can't do that for my life. I just can't do it. There's a few things that I really do struggle to try and pronounce and replicate, but I do my best. And so, obviously, if you guys can give me tips or how to pronounce the names in a more anglicized way, because obviously I know that these regions aren't well, they're really not English at all, which makes sense. But even still, if you could try and help me out a little bit, that would be fantastic. I'd always appreciate the help and support. And speaking about support, what tremendous support you guys have shown around here on the channel and various socials of the Prime Simulation realm. Thank you guys so much for the continued support around here. I know it's been a little bit shaky at times with the longer form content and doing certain videos and stuff like that. It's the way it is. Obviously, this is not my full-time job, and I've got other commitments in life that are higher priority, and it's just the way it is. However, that doesn't mean that moving forward, things won't change for the better of the channel here. And I can tell you right now, I am really excited for what's to come, including looking at this landscape, which just looks beautiful. There's a lot of great things coming, and hopefully, well, as far as I know, there'll be plenty more content coming very soon as well, just because of being able to be a bit more free with time to be able to record and stuff. I know a lot of people have been asking, DMing me and stuff like that, why aren't you doing more live streams, yada yada, and stuff like that. Well, first of all, thank you for all the questions and stuff, and it's very much warranted because, well, it's a good question. Where have I been with that? Simple answer. I have no time. Trying to do these recordings is difficult enough to try and squeeze into a schedule and make time with other factors as well. Let alone try and sit down and stream for a couple hours is one thing, or is a completely other ball game to try and win here. It's a challenge at times to try and get enough time where all other factors lay in that I can actually record a longer form content for you guys, and that's the reason why sometimes it can be a bit more sporadic. However, that doesn't mean that moving forward things will change, and as far as I know, things will change for the better quite soon. So streaming, I'd really like to do that again. I think it's really fun. I know you guys really want to see it, and the last time I streamed was probably 2 years ago now, or is it just one? I don't even know. 1.5. It's been a hot minute, and since then a lot of things have changed. Obviously, the channel has, I'm pretty sure, nearly quadrupled in size. It's just incredible. It's just incredible to see the growth, and a lot of things have changed. Obviously, quality-wise has gone up too. So, stream would be a completely different story from where it was when I've done it twice in the past. So that's something that I will keep an eye on and hopefully do sooner than later. But in the meantime, we're going to just kind of stick with some of the basics here of Prime Simulation. And you guys really enjoy that stuff from me. Oh, am I not? Oh, come on. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Come on, go in reverse, please. Oh, that's not... I got a shifter, not paddle shifters. There we go. Okay, don't mind me. Just another Prime Simulation blunder. That 3 now, or is that 4? I don't even know. Oh man, I'm just not even paying attention at this point. Just not paying attention at all. Gotta love it. You gotta love it indeed. I'm just thinking ahead. I'm just trying to take in the view of the West Balkans DLC, trying to figure out, in some ways, what I'm gonna say for the last bit of this video, but really not, because I'm just pretty much just a content making machine in terms of making mistakes and being able to commentate on it. So, hey, I guess there's a pro there, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the video, besides my absolute navigation blunders, which do not really represent my driving ability in real life, believe it or not. It's just actually the really ironic thing. Well, there you go, curb the truck as well, just why not add to the tally at this point. In real life, I'm actually very much navigational, oriented and stuff like that. Never gotten lost, never taken really wrong turn. it's not something that really happens, fortunately. Not saying that it's bad if it does, but it's just kind of funny that in videos like this, I then severely mess up, let's face it, in terms of navigation. Miss exits, miss turns, whatever it is. Now, let's be honest, I'm not also recording videos while I'm driving in real life, so that is a factor that is significant. I'm not trying to commentate as I'm driving, although people that know me would maybe argue that I talk a lot, even still, so hey-ho, that's the way it is. Even still, I don't commentate the same way, so there's that level of distraction there that is kind of proof that you really should not be distracted while driving, because you can make some serious mistakes that can hurt others. But let's see where we have to park this thing. I think we have to come around back here, judging by where the drop-off bubble is on our map. So let's make our way around the complex here and see what's around. Is that an airport over here? Can't see. Possibly. I mean, it kind of looks like a runway out there. Really not quite sure. Possibly. I'm no expert by any means. Yes, there's the drop-off point. Now, can I spin this thing around in this tight spot? We're going to utilize any form of... Well, I guess utilize the fact that the wheelbase of this truck is mighty small compared to the American counterparts. So let's go ahead and reverse this thing and see what I can do. See if I can redeem myself from my navigation blunders with a oh, going the wrong way. Okay, never mind. I'm not redeeming myself at all. Ah, good. Just good. I haven't had the wheel set up for a little bit, actually. I had to put it away for a little while. So it's kind of good to have it back and just, you know, get used to reversing things again, which is just fantastic. So let's go ahead and get this thing into the spot here. But I've got a lot planned here for ETS2 and West Balkans. It's going to be coming out very, very soon as well. Hopefully this video comes out as soon as possible, presuming YouTube is kind to me to whenever I go to upload this. So we're just going to hope for the best on that front. I'm going to get it nice close to the curb, so don't get too close. And spin her back. Did I just nail that? No, I didn't. Okay, well, I got a little optimistic there, but we can actually pull forward here and make it pretty half decent, if you ask me. So let's just reverse back in here. I was a little generous on the distance to the curb, but given how today's delivery has gone, I would rather be a little bit more generous with the curb than not. But thank you guys so much for watching. What an amazing first look of the West Balkans DLC, besides my driving mistakes in terms of navigation and so on. Fantastic delivery, fantastic DLC, and I'm so excited to explore it more. Once again, thank you SEO Software from the bottom of my heart for sending me this West Balkans DLC early. Fantastic opportunity to do that and share it with the fantastic best community ever and the Prime Timer community as well. All kind of under one same group at this point. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.